Okay, so today how to draw different camera angles. It can be like for comic book, for illustration, storyboards, and yeah. So here, let's say have side projection here, and we have a cube from side view. So this one will be like camera looking straight on to cube, like on the same high level, and it's just looking towards center. Here we have camera like right above cube, so it's look downwards, and here we have camera right below cube, looking upward. And let's make this also like 45 degree. So here will be like 45 angle. And this 45. So first, very convenient like categories you need to keep in mind. It's very easy. It's just like to realize what we're dealing with. It's just like three type of angles. It's like one category is just like straight on or like horizon level angle, and then it's slightly above and slightly below, and then after 45 angle we can say there's go like more extreme angle, like from it's called like a downshot. So here it's like slight downshot, then here extreme downshot. Same this upshot here. So when camera look up, stronger angle than 45, like going here to 90, like this one, it's a 90 degree. 90 here, 90 here. So then it's like extreme camera angle. So this like from top down it's called overhead, and from bottom up it's like straight up. Let's go straight up. It's kind of like very rare use this like so straight, but here it's like very common. Like in this area it's like called like Birdview, let's say. And on below here it's a warm view. So then when you watch my previous tutorial about like how to draw different angles, it's like where I give like a lot of kind of structures and examples. Here I want to show you more like how to learn it practical way, so how you can apply it and how to practice it. So like how actually it looks like when you need to draw actual scene in a perspective from different angle. So there I was talking about box rotation of box. So you need to watch again this tutorial, like make sure you watch this tutorial because it's very important, like how to rotate in perspective. That's my tutorial. So, and here you see like I show this box. Why? Because like box, rotation of box is a very it's very important to understand, to have control over camera angle in perspective and to understand how perspective grid works in a different angle. So if we here we have like draw this box from different angle here, from different height. So let's say, so this is like top view from box, this is front, and this is like bottom, right? And here 45 view of this box. So this front will be here and here. What I was talking in this tutorial about rotating in perspective and drawing different angles in perspective, it's this what you need to understand. It's a ratio. So here what we have ratio is 2 and 2, or 1 to 1 in this case. So it's like we have like 45 angle. So when we have see this like front and top side of box, half. So it's like equal ratio here, right? So and then we have like intermediate. So if here will be, I forget already, like numbers, like 62 something kind of. So like when you camera look like this angle here, or camera looks this angle here, or this angle, or this angle, right? So this will be like intermediate. It's like we have here, we have 4 more angles. So and how it will look like. So between this view, when it's just like overhead, when we see it's like a square, we will see like ratio 3 and 1. So it will be 3:1 ratio. So if I have like this, like you see I have like 4 subdivision. Same I can do like vertical like this, 4 subdivision. And now I say like, okay, 3 parts will be for this top side of box and only 1 part for front side of box. Okay, same like here will be like 3, or like will be more proper, say 1 and 3. So it will be opposite case. Will be like top will be just 1 part and front will be 3 part. Wrong color. Okay, front. Same here. It's like 3, 2. Not wake up yet. Making this kind. So 1, 3 again. So it's like front. Will be 3 parts, and bottom will be only 1 part. So front, and this bottom we start to see, right? This bottom, and then here it will be like 3, 1 again. 3, 1. So we have like 3 parts of a bottom and 1 part of a front. So this will be front and this bottom. So it's kind of like what is happening here, right? So why it's convenient, and it's like it's maybe it's like little over detailed and stuff, but first of all, you need this just to understand, to have clear idea. So it helps you to understand what is happening, what kind of angle you're dealing with. So let's say, let me find actually right somewhere. Так, says 45. This 45 easy remember, like just 2 and 2. This one it's like 60, 62 and 5. 62 and 5. And this one 22 and 5. Then, like I was talking in perspective foundations every time. Hello, Konstantinos. It's about like box and perspective grid. Because like if you know perspective grid, you can very easy draw box inside this perspective. And opposite, if you know box, then you can draw perspective grid. So here box we have this Z, Y, right? And this will be X, because perspective grid, it's always about 3 axes, X, Z, and Y. So when you know box, you know a direction of this axis, and you can draw perspective grid. Now you're just drawing set of axes. When you know Z, okay, you just draw a bunch of Z lines, Z axis. If you know Y, okay, you draw a bunch of Y axis. And when you know X, you draw a bunch of X, and then you call it perspective grid. This is perspective grid here. So in any direction you can start with the perspective grid, or you can start with this like kind of, don't know how you call it, or you can start with a box. And you kind of need to, if you understand how it works, you will able to do all of them. It's easy, kind of. It's very simple, just like a bicycle, you know. When you try it, when you really understand how it works, then you will never forget it. And it's like very basic, or like walk. So then let's say how you can use it, right? So you can kind of make some kind of like isometric projection and then try to draw it from different angle. And I will do another video about this. It's kind of too dry. So we can go like, you know, like extracting and follow theory, and it will take so long time for you. And I'm sure like beginners, they will suffer too much from it. So how we can connect theory to practice in a less kind of sufferable way to have more fun. It helps when you study your favorite works. So let's say here I made a pure ref of kind of frames from Daniel Warren Johnson. So mainly here is a space mullet. So here we can look at examples of such shots. So this one overhead is like not very much overhead, but very close. Like here or this one. So basically like overhead, perfect example of overhead is a GTA 2, you know, this game GTA 2. Or you just like imagine it's like photograph from satellite. It's like super direct downward shot, some kind of satellite or spy photograph from space. Then Birdview, it's kind of like 45 degree and higher, right? So it can be different kind of occasions. It can be environment, you know, this like exposition shot, right? So let's say you want to introduce certain location, so like where is the main hero living, or it's like a cover or some street kind of. So this kind of like main types, and I will show also how to draw them in more detail. So we have overhead, bird view, then it's kind of like called extreme high angle. You can also call it like a CCTV angle. It's like, you know, like a camera, security camera kind of view. And it's really like, from when you draw this angle, it really looks like video from security camera. And here's some examples. So it can be also like different shot size, right? So here we have like a wide shot, full shot, kind of a close up, when we see like only portrait, almost like a portrait. This kind of, again, like it's easy to remember as a security camera angle. Here's from Treadmoor. So it's like, you see, it's also arguable. You can call it drone shot or bird view, but, or you can call it security camera angle. It's like very slight distinctions there. Like in general, like maybe it's convenient when it's interior, so definitely call it security camera. When it's exterior, you can call it like bird view or drone view. Hello, bully. So again, like I took some different kind of cases, so it can be like this close up, fighting scene. And yeah, it's kind of like a 45 angle here. And here you start to wonder. It's like sometimes it's not really clear, like how can I define angle, right? That's why you need to use box logic. It's like, look at this guy here, right? I don't know, how can I draw here now on the screen? It's like, if you look this like subtle high angle, you will notice that it's this kind of box. It's like we see about like 1/3 of the top side and 3 from front view. You see kind of what I'm talking about? Here. So if you imagine these guys here like a box, like especially like we're talking like this two figure here, like a center figures. So if you imagine them as a boxes, it's like how much we see front side and top side. We see like very slightly top side, and mostly it's a front side. So this is like 22 angle, or like 1:3 ratio, about that. You know, you can like subdivide it more precisely, but I think it will be like too much details. This like 4 parts is enough, so you can say 1:3 ratio. This one here is like 45 degree. It's like 45 degree ratio here, and it's really interesting like how example of usage of this angle, because this can be like just one figure like this, right? So you can call it camera, security camera angle. But then because Daniel Warren, he make it like over the shoulder type of frame, right? So you have like 2 characters in the front, and on the background 3rd character. And it's like from different parts, so they're very far away from each other in the story, like different chapters even, but he kind of repeat this technique. So again, like you will have a lot of trouble to understand what kind of angle is here if you not imagine box here. So let's draw right now this two, for example. So like I say, this one is 45 degree, and imagine it's like box like this. So top, front. I mean, like I don't draw it every time, I just only draw it to explain, right? All this stuff is just happen in your head automatically. It doesn't take much time to think this way. It's very fast. So here, look, what this also box mean, right? This is what I was talking. If you look on this box, what we have, this front side, right? It show you y-axis have convergence like this, right? Then it show you x-axis have direction like this, and then it show you top side of box give you direction of z-axis convergence like this, right? So this you need to keep in mind. So we see already on these two references y-axis it's always have angle. It can be like slight angle like on the top reference, or more extreme like this one. It's like more extreme convergence. So it's like y. Then okay, let's draw characters like a composition sketch kind of, right? So we have two figure here and a figure here. Then here to draw interior, I see what is the direction of z axis. It's kind of this z for this like corridor. So like I show in my tutorials about drawing perspective grid, you have this angle, right? And now you just draw in all other intermediate axis lines. So now we have y and z, and x here is just like this, right? Very convenient. So you see this character walking in front of us, right? He kind of like in a ratio of this box, and it's kind of, you see, this trick is how to see objects as a box when they are not a cubes. It's not a cube, right? Again, because to use it properly, you need to think about these boxes, about these cubes in the words. So like I say, it's a top and front, right? So ratio of top and front. So if this object is not a box but some kind of let's say if I draw this top view, side view and front view, right? So it's this kind of box, like a coffin kind of like a chocolate bar, right? So it's kind of like you just need to imagine like how you show in it ratio. Like even this one actually look like a 45 angle, so it should be like even smaller here, you know. So I should like in this 22 and 5 angle, it should be like very slight. So if I draw head, for example, right? Let's say head like this, it's just looking in front, right? But if I show like little forehead, like top of a head, so this already start to be like a down shot. I can show little like nose angle to nose, like very slight thing, and ears kind of little from the top, you know, like. And then again, like if you see, it's like how much it's about ratio. You don't even need much perspective here. It's just about like how you show in ratio of sides. So let's say this one like 45. So here this character, he's like walking in a 45, yeah. So we have 2 and 2, yeah. So we have this, like, we see this in front, kind of equally. Hello, Blondie. So no, I mean, we can see, like, right, how this figure walking here. And when I understand it, it's not mean again, like, you don't need to draw boxes, you don't need to draw all these box edges, which was like confusing me like crazy, like, in the first years when I tried to understand how to actually use in this box logic. I was like, but if you draw in this like box edges after you're like start to totally losing character, you see, like, now you need somehow like get rid of this box edges, you know, like, and draw this like a smooth face. But when you get rid of box edges, you kind of start to losing form of a head, of a face. So answer is, box is not only about lines and edges. This box logic, it's about just a ratio of sides. So we have front side, we have top side, we have left side, right side. So you can like rotate stuff like upward, downward, you can rotate left and right. And you will need, like, in your mind, you're dealing with you play with ratios. So here, like, we have, like, again, this like head is box like this, and his head here, it's a box like this. You see kind of, right, what happening. So it's like I don't need to really draw it. And like you see, like Kim Jong-il, when he like actually draws stuff, he doesn't draw boxes. He draw boxes when he need to explain to students this box logic. So it's not like actual process when you like need to draw box first and after you draw head inside this box. No, you don't need to draw like this. You can draw perspective grid, so it will help you to not lost in a space, you know, so you can follow like proper convergence, especially when it's like very extreme perspective. So then you need to be careful following these proper angles. So Mullet. So, and here also what I want to say in this video, why also I choose artist work for reference. It's you know, it's like important also to understand that in many cases actually for you it's not about being able to rotate stuff in perspective. First of all, you need to kind of like have a good idea of your medium, like your let's say like if comic book, right? So there is certain tradition or like certain established tricks and techniques, and so also all these camera angles, they're already present as typical angles, like typical like angle types or shot types, frame types, you know, and you need to learn them. So you learn directly to your medium, to your art form, what kind of angles there is kind of standard. Because you, like when you study perspective and when you study all this, like how to rotate camera and stuff, subconsciously, anyway you want to recreate these standard angles, or you want to create some this kind of like angles that amaze you or inspire you from your favorite artist, right? So anyway you will look for a reference from artist. So then you can ask yourself, maybe this is what you need to do first. So go and copy his angle, and this is what Daniel Warren also what he did. He looked like his favorite manga. He sees some cool shot, and he utilize this shot in his work. We'll call it like artistic stealing, kind of, right? So I'm almost sure, like I cannot prove and I cannot guarantee, but kind of like I'm sure he takes this shot from somewhere else. And I don't know, like maybe it was one character, two character, or it was exactly like this. He just changed it for his own characters in his own interior. This is kind of how it works. It can be shot from anime, from movie, or whatever, you know. So you analyze, just go like directly to your favorite artist and like analyze his angles. Make like me, like create chart of all his shot types. So it's like will be like your vocabulary. So same here. Let's do. So here we have y axis, right? For like I show here, y. Then we have z axis here. It's kind of this z. Hello, Galen. Yeah, for sure. He also, Daniel Warren, he a lot inspired by Nausicaa, so he definitely took from there. So here you can also look like in this X. So we have grid. You can look like, okay, this head is kind of look like this kind of box in this kind of grid. So it's like 45 and in every way. So if like 45 is like this, if we rotate 45 box horizontally, right, it will be kind of 3, 2 and 2, kind of this, right? So it's kind of this case we have here. It's just his head is not a cube, it's a box with not equal proportions. But if you think, like I say, with this logic, it's like how much you no, this like 22 and 45. Anyway, so like it looks like this here, and this kind of this, and this dude, he's kind of like this person box. Again, like I want to show you, I teach you approach, method, system, because sometimes it take years to figure out system, to analyze stuff, right? So I want to save you this time. The angle I would like to learn usually when you look from your own eyes and see your upper torso. Continuous. Yeah, you're talking about stride or her, like, yeah, it's like all stride on. And maybe it's this fish eye straight on. Like usually you don't see your legs when you look straight, so to see your legs when you like horizon level and you camera looking straight to horizon, right? To see your legs, yeah, you need to have a wide angle camera. It should be like this fish eye. Yeah, we'll explain all this stuff. So in this tutorial I want to explain you this like main types of angle, and then I can do some more tutorials like talk in more detail about particular angle. Can find like more different reference and show and explain how this kind of angle is work. So what here again I show you is like system behind this different angles of camera, and how you can faster and most efficiently learn how to use them like practically. Not stuck into theorizing when you just like feel like you learn a lot. Yeah, and you might learn a lot, but if you are going too far from theory, you might be like discouraged and just abandon everything. So this is why I like to connect it to actual practical purpose. So when you do your actual thing, right, now you know these principles, and you use these principles to better understand reference which you learned from or which you want to apply into your work. Right, so you understand there is perspective grids, you understand like you can look at stuff as a kind of metaphor of box where it's like this object will expose like different sides, like top, right, left or bottom, and stuff like this. So, and to have like better visual library, you better learn typical camera angles like from your medium. If you are making storyboards, okay, go find like best examples of storyboards and analyze, study their like typical type of shots, This is not just some kind of fancy thing to do. This is what every professionals do. You can like eventually get there, and you will just because you know look around and start to better understand your medium. You start to see, okay, there is certain like a standard shots, and you see how different artists or different creators, they instead of like looking like, oh, how to show it more funny, they start to think like what type of shot they will use. And when you start from typical form, you start to think about how to show this typical shot in a new way. So you became like more creative by knowing essentials, knowing standards, right? You became more creative because you're adjusting, like refreshing these ideas. This is difference between amateur and professional. Professional, he know his art form, he know all the standard typical stuff, and he brings something new. He reinvent them, right? He say like, I will use it in a way nobody used before. Like I will show it some manner nobody showed before. Like also, I will, yeah, like here, for example, I will have ground level, and this ground level use a lot like to show, you know, can show like this super strong posture. So we have like a character, he's like a mountain, right? But same kind of thing applies to structures or objects. So here, instead of hero or danger character, it's a door. So it's like ominous or epic kind of vibe, right? Of this like door, like so huge. Or here, like something like scary happening, and it's like overwhelming. So it's same kind of angle. You can show character, you can show scene, you can show like reveal certain situation which is like overwhelmingly like danger or bad, you know. So hero is kind of like, oh, like give up and broken. And or here, like it's kind of ground shot, type of ground shot, warm view, right? But it's interesting because like it's actually horizon line, it's like below these guys, but this poor cannon fodder kind of here, they're like serve themselves as a ground. So all this crowd for this like overpowered superhero, they are like a turf. He just walking over them. You see, it's kind of like visually it works this way. So like, yeah, same here, kind of like, so these guys, they're like kind of ground, and hero just walking over on their heads. So okay, like type of shots. So overhead, when it's camera looking downwards, like GTA 2, like satellite, right? Then if we look up, like it's straight up. I don't have actually a picture for this, but straight up, kind of can imagine like if you look in the sky, and there is like airplane in the sky. And the clouds, right? So it's just like 90-degree angle camera looking up, because there can be later some character appears, like has this like a rim light. It's like hey. And there's clouds. Hello, Paul. This one is Daniel Warren Johnson. You can find webcomic. Space Mullet. So it's like for free online. A very cool comic book. Yeah, I didn't read his Transformers yet. Так, so then we have overhead straight up, then from overhead like going more to normal angle, it's bird view, extreme, or camera, security camera angle, and subtle high angle. So yeah, you can see here it's like horizon line is like little above his character head. So same here, we have horizon line kind of here. So it's just like most of characters, they're below this horizon line. Same here, kind of horizon line, like little higher. Like here also another, and it's also like little tilted camera, like rotated camera. It's called Dutch tilt. Here I put this in this category. It's like slight high angle. Because why? Because you see, because z axis. So have character here, two characters here. If we draw them like boxes, so it's like so here it will be 2 and 2, and here 1 and 3. here is like 1 and 3 and 1 and 3. And this character here on the front plan, he's just kind of like 1 and 3 like this, but should be like 1 3 1 3 like this. I think would be more properly. So same 1 3 and 3 1. So if we talk about perspective grids, so here like vertical y-axis is just straight, and then we have z-axis, kind of like this. So there's no horizon line here. And the x-axis just horizontal like this, x. Yeah, so like I say again, you know, need to repeat it many times, and it's kind of how our brain works. When you don't need to draw a figure in a box. Nobody do this. It's just I draw this like this only because I want to explain how it works. For you, you need to maybe first time you can draw box just to help yourself understand this principle. It's like if we have like character, so he's like standing and like looking in front. See. Then he's like little turn. So now you see, if here is just we see front side, then here we start to see his right side, right? So I can draw box around it, like say like, we see like right side of box and we see front side of box. But you see, point here is not precise. It's not like measured somehow. It's no measurement here. It's just kind of metaphor. It's just very kind of approximate. It's super approximate. So kind of in our head we have this block about or like misconception. It's like when I show you geometry, right? You start to think like it's something precise and it should be like accurate 100%. No, this is not about this kind of accuracy. It's super approximate. It's super kind of general, you know. It's more like words. It's like, it's not, again, it's like a trick for our brain, because it's visual on a paper. We tend to think it's something like you can take a ruler and make it properly. But every time you take ruler to measure it properly, you just kill whole process. You just like, no, since you cannot measure it to draw it properly. When you start to measure it, you just you kind of will stop your process immediately, because like, oh, okay, this way I will never finish my drawing if I will sit and trying to measure all centimeters and millimeters. So you will need to make shortcut one or other way. One way is like you will say, okay, I'm not actually making artwork, I want to make a draft for my kind of you know, like draft of my sofa. So it's like how many centimeters on the left side and stuff. It's not art, it's not illustration, it's just some draft, right? And or you're doing shortcut other way, when you say like, I know it's not precise, I know all this, it's kind of profanation kind of actual geometry, right? So I just making thing look kind of correct when I know it's all wrong. So, and we choose as artists, we choose this second approach. It's like, you know is wrong, you know all measurements is wrong, they always wrong, always, because you just don't have so much brain power to calculate all the stuff properly. So actual kind of ratio and all the stuff happen in the nature of words. It's like all this, it's a words. So like I draw a guy and it's like, okay, now you see it's kind of same kind of angle, but I also like expose a little of his top side, right? So now it's really interesting, like, and I know how it's very easy. It's super easy, and it's like your brain just don't want to believe. So it's so easy. So same, like you see now we have this kind of like ratio here. So it's like little of this right side, and also now we see little over top. So I hope it start to be more clear for you. And now, yeah, I can put square over it, or box, kind of, right? And so, like, aha, it's in a box. And then I can draw all other stuff around it. It's just, you see, all this time is like, but how? Like, how he know how to make it correct, right? How I know it's exactly this angle, how I know it's exactly this direction, how I know direction. I don't know. I just made it up. It's no precise math here. I just made it up. I just created. And since I made it, now I can follow it, right? So principle is just you need to make this XYZ. It's not, you're not finding them, you're making them. And then they kind of establish environment which you need to be kind of follow. It's kind of follow, but not 100% correct. Again, it's just follow as much as you can to follow it. yeah, so and all these things here, right? All these things, it's kind of very interesting aspect why it's art, not science or not engineering. It's because all these concepts require your just like arbitrary, or I don't know, like how this words, voluntary decisions, is which not based on a proper theory, on a proper measurements. They just voluntary. You just like, oh, I want it to be this way. Like I call it, because this guy is very primitive. I mean, like this one, like what's that? They're like a jelly. Like, let's say, again, like I draw this guy. How you know he is it's a camera angle here? Maybe he is just like maybe he's just weird, you know, like one leg is shorter, other leg is longer. It might be in any way, right? So for myself as artist, I just will do like when I create space like this, right? I just made it up. I'm not find it by certain like science approach. No, I just say I want it to be like this. And now because I make this space with this Z and X axis, right? Now I put some lines on this guy and I say, okay, you know, now it's look more like this is camera angle. Now it's more convincing you that it's actually camera angle. And I say like, oh, okay, so it's some kind of arc for camera angle. So like, I hope it clears. So it's kind of, it's very interesting. Like you need to really break this brain kind of misconception. It's like he just cannot realize a geometry is not precise thing. It's also very it's fake as hell, kind of. It's just, you just pretend it's precise when it's never precise. Так, so then we go, yeah, ground level I already still. And there like also the standard type of shot, like knee level. So if we say about these angles, right? So when camera look down, it's like you want to show character he's weak, or yeah, he kind of lost and weak, right? So it's like we have this like z axis, y axis, x axis, and character he's like. So he's like in a danger situation, he's vulnerable, right? Same can do with more close up. So it's like shoulder, head here. It's like, what? My sketchbook is DIY. I just like took some paper. Actually, I got this paper for free, like a lot of this kind of cuts, and I use thread to connect this paper, like very simple, very primitive type of binding. I just instead of use random paper, sometimes I like to connect them in this form of sketchbook, so I can storage it, and also convenient for tutorials. I like kind of this format. So it's like cheap DIY sketchbook. So here we see like general downshot. So general think about downshots, they're kind of showing character in a vulnerable position, and about upshot is like a hero, or or powerful hero, powerful, kind of brave. So we have like y angle, y axis kind of going up, x going here, and z going like this, kind of like horizon line is a low level, right? So now we have character here is like, let's see, kind of Wolfenstein. Or like Doom guy angle. That's why also if you practice drawing something like this, it just also help your brain to break out from careful drawing when you draw like trying to calculate and measure everything. So and same can be like trying to draw like it's like shadow from a huge guy. It's like what that? So often you see also we have this like cut when like we have like, oh, this is danger, kind of this dangerous guy appears and the camera showing him from bottom up, like upshot, like it's the first shot. Then second shot show a reaction of our character when he look up and the camera look down at him. So it's like point of view, right? Point of view shot. Like here we're looking from character eyes. We're looking from down up to this like bad guy. And here we have POV of a bad guy looking down to character. And in same time it's also work like emotionally, like this, like showing powerful pose and the vulnerable pose. And this also example of this like super standard tool. It's a super standard tool which like now you need to have this as a structure in your mind, like a matrix, right? Now you use this matrix and you study your medium. You look movie and you see like, oh, this very nice example of this kind of shot. And you kind of build your library of a visual language, because it's not just like you randomly try to grasp some views and visuals, right? No, you have structure and you build precise, systematically organized structure in your mind, so you know exactly like each tool. So you see like, okay, this is kind of like powerful angle of it can be good character or bad character. And like I show, there is a lot of variations when it's even can be like not so extreme upshot. It's kind of like a ground shot like this, when it's camera kind of like almost leaning on the ground, and instead of character we have doors where it can be building, you know. Or here is this kind of like character friend in the danger, and this kind of we can see the structure in this kind of powerful shot. Constantinos, yeah, I can do like Ghost in the Shell anime study. Like, yeah, can show. And actually, you know, like if compare like this Ghost in the Shell movie film from '95, if compare it to Masamune Shirow manga, it's like more kind of very moderate perspective. Let's say so what I'm saying is like main is just straight view, and all these down shots or up shots, right? So it's like two main categories of camera angles. So then you look like how extreme, and this can, you see, like we can make it like very detailed and like with many subcategories, many terms, all the stuff. But what I suggest, what I'm talking here about, make this structure, and better you just go and study your favorite artist or your favorite movie or your favorite, just like whatever first in your memory, like comes up in your memory, like your favorite movie, your favorite TV show or something, which is like for you as a paragon, like a paragon of visual language, like, and especially when it's your medium, like if you make illustration, or go and study all these angles from your favorite artists. So here I give you like write down these categories. So let's say eye level, and then we have down shot and up shot. So down shot we have overhead, bird view, then CCTV, I think, right? Like security camera view. Then let's call like a subtle high angle. And then upshot we have straight up, straight up, this then is like warm view, and here's knee level, hip level, shoulder level. So in total, so this is one, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 10 type of angles you make, like me. Oh, there's no camera, whoops. Yeah, thank you. So 10 type of angles, and you can make like me this pure ref where you write this, like make note, like okay, so we have here overhead, bird view, extreme, this like camera view, subtle, straight up, ground level, knee level, hip level. So you see like hip level right here, so we have like horizon line about their hip or waist, this kind of hip level here, shoulder level, so horizon line is about, or eye level or horizon line about shoulders H. Eye level also kind of like when we don't have, when it's not upshot and not downshot, it can be like a long lens, so like this one, it's like no angle. Like this one, it's like just like very far away, we have a long lens zoom view. But sometimes it's like it's kind of like this. Sometimes, let's say there we have like eye level here, and characters like depending on their H, they will follow this level. So you also practice, because it's really important, because when you do like this, like you deliberately searching for particular type of composition, you train your brain, and when you gather them, organize them, structuralize them, you look at this and like you really start to see how it works, how it's also like how you can apply it in actual work. I have like depend on your computer and resolution of photographs, like, but I have like a motorcycle PureRef. I put like very high resolutions, like crazy amount of pictures, and PureRef is handle it. He work well. I don't have any problem with PureRef. It's a super strong app. Anyway, you can just make smaller pictures, so it will be not lag. Also, for example, what I want to show, like this is here, I make for you example of camera angles, but I have same pictures organized not as camera angles, but as type of frames, like type of shot based on how many characters. So here is like scenes where is no character, then here is like one character in the frame. So you see, also for me it was interesting just to analyze composition, like how many variations is there if I want to show a character in the frame. So let's say this one, right? So many variations. And for me, it's a way to understand visual language, to understand my art form. It's like I say, it's like most direct, like this one, look, right? It's all about like how to, what kind of frame can be with one character in it. Most direct way to learn your medium, your art form, is to study like this. So then two characters. So look like how many interesting, like Daniel Warren do, like we have like this kind of camera angles, overlappings, like two characters, like a confrontation. So, and then when you do an analysis like this, three characters, you start to see pattern. You start to understand there is kind of certain vocabulary. Like I show you this one, remember? Like this kind of kind of security camera angle with two characters in front and one character behind. Like then this kind of when is three characters on a different distance. One character right in front plane, one character in the middle, and one character more farther. So we have like a curve. So all this like three characters, and we have like here I made this like 4 and 9 characters. So it's like more like a group, let's say group of characters. Like if you need in your story to draw a group of characters, go and look how other artists draw them. Look like how they already solving this case. Like you see here, I learned when I did this is like how cool he play with overlapping. Here, right, we have like 3 characters in the front, 4 characters on the middle plane, and then background on the far away plane. Here we have like 1 overlapping on the front plane, 3 characters on the middle plane. And here it's just like a super crowd. Also like it's a type of shot. Like do you see now? Like it's a type of shot, like a mess, like a messy crowd, and like confrontation. Like if we have confrontation like 2 characters here, right? So how you will draw like 2 characters confrontation? And here we have confrontation like 1 character against army, and like also like 2 different way. One is like warm view, like upshot, and this is downshot. Same case, different type of drawing. So because again, like maybe you need to draw it in a different cases, couple different times, and then you will like lack of vocabulary. It's like, oh, I don't know how to show this kind of situation. Yeah, because you don't know your medium, you don't know your kind of art form, right? You better know standard angles, standard type of shots. So then you can alter them. You can say like, oh, okay, yeah, I know it's like kind of John Wick Punisher kind of shot. I will do my version of it. Instead of like room, I will make them like on a roof, on the top of a roof. Same here again, like a dude versus crowd versus army. Here, one guy versus army. It's a standard, it's like classical for comic books, right? Like a comic book classical shot. And here's like Tread Moore doing it. So instead of thinking about how to be like super smart and be this like scientist, engineer over drawing different angles and perspective, you think about learning like main principles, so these main categories, right? And then you go to study your art form and categorize references. according to these main categories. And then you can like steal their form, or which is kind of okay. You just say like, I need to draw character in my comic book, some kind of this angle. And you just take ready work with this angle, but you draw your thing. And nobody will ever see you took it from here. No? You're not tracing, you're not copying, you just take this classical frame from somebody's work. Так, so let me now make 1 minute break, and I will draw. I think I can draw like each of frame to make kind of example demonstration. Just need 1 minute break. Так.
Let's love together! Push a like, subscribe, keep on art. Keep on art. Keep on art. Let's love together!
Because you see, like, one thing is to understand how camera angles work, and the other thing is to have like very particular case when you might need to draw like car in an angle, or you draw a group of people from certain angle, or you draw like battle scene from certain angle. You know, it's like a lot of like depend on the subject you choose in the genre, in the story type. It will be like very different kind of, right? So you cannot like no reason, no need to stuck too much into very general principles. General principles, they're pretty simple. They're kind of all here already. Just watch this video from beginning and all there. So let's draw now this each shot, just for example. Так. So here I find, so I say like, oh, I also want to draw a cockpit, like 2 characters sit and talk. So I look this reference, and this like my comic book here, right? And I want to take this kind of way of drawing characters from this angle, and I break it down. So okay, this is z-axis, then this y-axis, and this x-axis, right? So if I look at them as boxes, yeah, so it's kind of like one character here, some kind of this box, this character here, kind of like this box. So have perspective grid. Now I just can think about composition. So have like objects, where them. And then I start to more like nuances, like hands, chair, head here. So and then I just make more precise details. So let's see. Same here, chair. So you see like perspective grid, you kind of like always keep it in mind. So cup, it's kind of tube in perspective. Her leg go kind of this. There is spaceship. So it's like overhead. Here's some stuff. And here other kind of overhead. Also example reference. Let's take it. This one. So it's like kind of like long lens. So it's not like we don't, if we have like fish eye perspective or 3-point perspective, then we will have like vanishing point here, right? Like nadir, so-called nadir. So then will be like this y-axis converging into this nadir. So it's like 3 vanishing points, 3-point perspective. So then this will be z-axis and this will be x-axis, right? So then characters we have like more convergence, more foreshortening kind of. Anyway, so point here is will be like looks different because angles will be changed. Here we have like two figures, like they placed in a different, like very far from each other on the frame, but their angle is same. So when we have this kind of rigid angle, it's a long lens. Long lens. It's like when camera is very far and it's zoom in to make objects like closer. So in this case perspective is don't have foreshortening. So if like perspective grid, it's like X like this, like kind of like isometry, right? So then y-axis is just like this, and it's also z-axis, or you can, do it in z-axis like this if you want. In a way, it's isometry here. So, like long lens perspective is kind of like isometric perspective. Like if we talk about perspective grid, because it don't have convergence or change of angle, is just like parallel lines. And here it's like fish eye. It's kind of fish eye, but it's okay. Let's try to redraw it. I think it's not properly. He not draw it properly. He just make it look like fish eye, but it's not drawing with perspective grids. So we have here this guy. And the character here. So it's like this swoosh curve movement. So if we look on the ground, we have this like x-axis lines and z-axis. So what is very kind of questionable here is a y-axis, and if again we follow figure like this figure here, something like this. So it's like y-axis. So often, like many cases, maybe like most of cases, to draw this kind of angles, this kind of compositions, it's more about knowing conventions than applying perspective kind of principles. Because like you can see also some artists who's like too much they're like too much worry about perspective rules, and they're stuck repeating same compositions again and again. And if your goal is not to demonstrate perspective but make some cool artwork, then you should more study artworks than only kind of technical. Так. Let's make him. Like a happy dolphin here. So then Birdview. Let's take this too. So let's say we'll have this one. So here vertical lines, y-axis is just vertical like this, and then it's just like isometry. Yeah, like isometry. So here this is z, and x. So then now we have like first plan as rocks, as figure, and on the far plan there is some buildings. Let's give him like 2 guns. So, and this like scattered boxes on a far view. So, 4 buildings. So you see, like when you apply this structure approach, it don't look intimidating at all. It's very simple. It's just like definitely it's harder when you invent your own picture, so it might take just some more time to make different thumbnails to clarify your idea. Just figure out for yourself what exactly you want to show. And like I say, in these cases, when you want to show some story, some your idea, it helps, and this is what everybody do, is to have this kind of typical composition vocabulary in your mind, so you will have like some direction, kind of this, all these standard compositions, standard shot types, standard angles. They give you direction where you can move with your visuals. It's not like formula and like you're just copy. And it's no trick. It's kind of everybody doing this. It's, yeah, I mean, it's really like language. So it's not plagiarism. Use words. You must use words, you know, otherwise nobody will understand what you're talking. So you need to use words from same language with the people who you speak to. Same here, like if you make comic book, study comic book words, comic book vocabulary kind of. So, and then let's take this one. So this like 45 angle. So let's see. Do it like this. So we have like y-axis. Then x going like this, and must be the vanishing point here, or it can be outside. Yeah, kind of this, okay. Same what we have here is like house, character, vehicle. So let's do character, vehicle, house. So we're just following this grid. Here we have like lamp, post. Stairs. Can we see like same? It's just about perspective grid, and you can took perspective grid from your favorite artwork, from your favorite artist. So here's an extreme high angle, or let's call it security camera. Camera angle. So same, it's usually like 45 degree. So here it's look exactly like if we watching security video. Так. Same, we see it's conversion downwards. And X go here, Z go here. So now we can just put character here. Like mopping floor. Space here. Or can do like same kind of angle but curvilinear fish eye. Так. And can be many like this. So, or like, imagine you go to your shift and you look at Punisher on a security video like this. Так. So this Z, then X, and Y, like this. So we have like Punisher and all this. And there is just figures scattered everywhere. You know, like a fish on the market. Just one here, one there. And then you like put some details to gesture. Pillar. It's kind of look like self-defense for me. Here, like Punisher, Lucky have security camera as a proof. Так. So and you can see also like all these tiles on the floor. They just follow in perspective grid. So here is security camera angle. It's kind of this type of angle. Так. Then we have like subtle high angle. Let's say, yes, something like this. Here we have y-axis vertical lines, just vertical, x like this. So it's just most of characters below this horizon line. So we have like character in the chair here, then other character sit here, two characters standing. So it's like this guy eye level, he is the tallest here. It's kind of like most characters here, they're below. It's like camera looking downwards at them. And a vanishing point here, it's this one. And just like this. So you see again, it's like 6 character shot, 6 characters in one frame. So you might need like for your comic book, for your storytelling, to make a frame where you show like your team, this kind of like friends shot. You know, like this friends shot, like this friends video from YouTube with world leaders dancing around. So then we have like this room. So perspective grids making everything possible and everything easy to draw. It's just like you need couple hundred drawings at first just to make it a very natural process, you know. It should be easy like talk. So it's like when you just draw something what you draw many times, it's same like if you use your daily language to talk about some daily stuff. But then when you need to draw something new or something very specific, very complex, it's like you are not just kind of daily conversation. Now it's like you're writing poetry, so you need to spend little more time to find the right words. So it's not like hard because it's hard to speak. It's hard because you want to express something unusual, you know, to say something like extraordinary, let's say. So same here, we have this kind of grid, right? Then we have character here, which is like in this character is like this box. So we have ratio 2 and 2, but here is like 1 and 3. So top is 1, front is 3, left is 2, right is 2. Blondie. No, anatomy, I think I'm not great best artist to teach anatomy in this. So you better watch. I will talk about how to draw people in perspective, and I will give you links to artist who is like great with anatomy. It's forget how to write. Red Sunkrist, something like this, I think. I'm not sure what to. He have like a forum on a. He have a blog on some old platform, like a very old blog, and he have many cool tutorials there. You can just study from it. So, and other one, Ron Lemon. I think Ron Lemon. He have YouTube channel, and he have a lot very cool video about anatomy. So if Red Sunkrist, he's show you how to use anatomy to draw stylized people, like, you know, like he's very good at shapes. Then Ron Lemon, he teach like how to draw complex anatomy from different angles. It's not so artistic like Red Sunkrist. And also Iron Blaze. I think Iron Blaze have some video about anatomy. And Will Weston. Yeah, Will Weston. I forget 2 or 1L. Anyway, you can Google with this. So Will Weston for sure. Like, I mean, if you like have very low anatomy knowledge, like if you're totally beginner, go to Will Weston 100%. It's just like will really help you a lot and save your time, because I think he teach like most efficient and really he kind of this kind of teacher who very serious and not just kind of not a grifter or so it's like I think like if we Scott Robertson teach how to draw vehicles and concept art in perspective, so he's like #1 best Scott Robertson, right? Then I think like Will Weston is the best for beginners anatomy, because he have like many very cool methodics how to learn anatomy. Так. So for me, like make my kind of lessons about anatomy when you can just go to Will Weston, I think it will be like weird. Like, it's kind of like certain lack of tutorials about perspective in internet, but about anatomy I think it's a lot of tutorials, a lot of video, so I don't see need to make my own kind of tutorials about this. Yeah. Yeah, go to check Will Weston. Hello, AA. Yeah, need to study artists tags. So straight up angle, like I showed before. Yeah, so straight up angle is like we have sky, where it's like airplane in the sky. So it's also kind of like isometric perspective because it's very extreme. So then it might be some overlapping when some dude appear. It's like, hey, what are you looking at? Are you okay? Or like he find you leaning on the field and he's just like, are you fine? Like I find you like unconscious here in the field. And then we have like ground level. So ground level or warm view. So it's kind of like when is a vanishing point or horizon line. It's kind of on the ground. Like if we talk about human, so it's like if a character kind of standing here and the camera is leaning on the ground. And it's like, and it explodes this camera. It's like, wow. Так. So guys, can be like this one. We have here character standing next to huge door. He's like, I need to open the door. So now the axis here, the vanishing point here, or maybe even lower. Let's do here. Then y-axis have converging like this, like 3 vanishing point. Yeah, so like warm view is often is 3 vanishing point. Так. It's like it's like drunk husband who come back home and the wife don't open. So please. Open the door. It's kind of a Russian story. Once upon a time. Так. Also it can be, yeah, also let's do some. Also it's like fish eye when we have horizon line like this. And say this will be y vanishing point. And this is the vanishing point on the horizon line. So I have tutorials about this kind of perspective, so you can watch. Yeah, and x here will be like this. So we can draw like kind of hero shot. Some kind of cowboy. Oh, here look, house, some bar, yeah, like saloon. Here some other building and a cloud. and then music. Doo-doo-doo, wah, wah, wah. Doo-doo-doo, wah, wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah. And the horse. Here's like. And here can take from Daniel Warren. Can like also tilt like this, called Dutch tilt. And this also like Dutch tilt in this kind of perspective will work like for more drama. It's like, oh, everything's so bad, like we are losing control over situation. So here's like some dramatic reveal, right? Like our friend like being captured and crucified, let's say. It's like, oh. And you're like, no, Jesus. And here's this kind of, how's it called in English, forget, Roman. Like, step back. And here also some sky. Now you need to have more muscle. You're like main hero, Giga Chat. It's like, war, I will revenge. Remember my words. It's like, and the flashes here. And Mel Gibson screaming behind the frame, like, wow, revenge. Stallone and Gibson, like, wow. And this one, this also kind of like, you see again what I'm talking about. You, when you study like this, you also like learn how to think structure away, right? Because like I look this frame with this guy and I say like, yeah, it's kind of warm view. So he's like have this camera angle from bottom looking at in the top. It's like a hero powerful angle. It's maybe hero or it's maybe like a villain, but it's a powerful angle. So we'll have, usually it will have this kind of conversion of y-axis. Then in this case we see how z-axis going this way, and x-axis probably will be kind of like this here, because it's not present. Here is no x-axis in this reference, so I just made it up. Like I say, sometimes it's just made up. So and he's like standing, he's the winner kind of, right? So like, my own proportions here. And here's smoke, fire. I need this like a chest muscles, like a mountains here, and they're like "Arr." Так. This. So you're in a warm point of view here. Так. Then we have knee level. It's interesting, kind of you see how many variations knee level kind of have. So it's kind of very subtle. It's not such extreme angle, but it is angle here. It's kind of interesting, like how I was all the time watching kind of this frame, for example, and never like consciously notice it. That's why it's like we need to practice this analysis and research to be professional. Not be always like a mature viewer, like kind of consumption. We need look at this from creator point of view. Knee angle. So let's say just draw point chart. Because oftentimes it's so subtle. So, and this one actually, you don't need grid here, but okay, let's just think if this warm view, then we have this knee view. It might have little conversion for y-axis. If you want, then we have x-axis. So if we add to this picture, I can add interior. So in that case, I need grid if I want to draw interior. So it's kind of James Bond. So, and if I have this like grid, right, so I can do, let's say, it means knee level, it means horizon line, it's about his knees. So maybe I make vanishing point here, and then I have y-axis, I have x-axis, and now I have z-axis for the vanishing point, right? So I can do like interior here. Let's say some kind of door frame. Bond. Gene Bond. Same. Yeah, like here we have like maybe I make it bigger size. So like this frame here, we have this figure, right? It's kind of three-point perspective here. So it's like Y vanishing point. And then you can X here and Z kind of on his knee level below frame. It's a Z vanishing point. So and now I put him here. Might look very scary here. And we have, because they're like shorter, so there's like significant age difference for them. This character. But they're here like behind picture frame, like below. they kind of also have a horizon level on their knee. These guys. For this one, we just can see it's like interesting with these two guys. It's like if one guy on the left, it's a box like this, and the guy on the right, it's a box like a cube like this, right? So it's kind of horizon level here at their knee. Just too important, like why this? Because if we look at the character, so this his back side visible like very slightly. Mostly we can see his right side. So this kind of his back side kind of here, right? Same with this guy. So we see like mostly his front and then little of his right side. Just kind of little. So it's kind of ratio 1 and 3. Same here, 1 and 3 ratio. Yeah, and here, so it's kind of horizon line below this picture and about his knee level, so we cannot see inside frame, it's below frame. So it's kind of interesting, like, you know, I just analyze it myself, you know. You can sometimes, like this kind of cases, you can argue with me, maybe I made up this stuff and actually this other kind of angle here. But most important is not to be kind of right, it's not like precise science here. It's about having this approach, you know, like when you are systematically observe as a creator, not just mindlessly as a just as a average viewer, you know. So because also when I have this idea of horizon line, say like, oh, horizon line about here, I can kind of put it into perspective grid if I want, right? So then here it can be some background, some building on background or sky, because even when you draw skies in perspective, like if you know perspective grid, you will draw better sky. You will like really show space in your sky when you know perspective grid. So hip level, same case. It's like when we have this exercise about how to draw different proportions in perspective. And how to snap figures to horizon line. So you say like, oh, it's a hip level, right? So no matter how far figure from camera, it will be always kind of same like position according horizon line. And here, like also, like I say, in these references, we can look on many other examples how it works. So here, I just put it in hip level frame, which is not actually. I can maybe put it into worm view. Maybe it will be more logical, like kind of worm view. But here I will assume kind of camera horizon level, eye level is about hip height. Or here we have like 3 figure, so horizon line here in the Daniel Warren Johnson is about chest, kind of. But if we take this character, it's about his waist here. Anyway, just take it for example, because you can make like hip level, put this 3 figure on the hip level. So we have this like figure walking here, and then I make, if I make like horizon line here, then third figure I will make like as her according to this eye level. And same like as this interior will follow this horizon level. And again we have like other example like confrontation scene, so you just put horizon level on this their waist level, or cockpit scene you put their like waist level camera, then like shoulder level, it's like you have close up on the character, you can have shoulder level, it's just like horizon level, eye level on the edge of their shoulder, so we have like little hero angle for the character. It's like we're looking from down to up for a character. So shoulder. So here we can also see, can be like, because it's shoulder level is still in the category of how to call it? In the category of upshot. So it's still kind of camera looking from bottom to up, like a hero or powerful camera angle, you see. So when you know camera eye level below horizon line, when it's like camera upshot, right? So camera looking up, camera angle is like camera looking up. So when you know this, it means y angle, y axis, vertical lines, they should be convergent. It's like 3-point perspective case. I see. So it means like here we can like make little conversion, then you can find x and z, and here you go, you got perspective grid for your background. Now you can draw whatever you want for your background. So if you first time on my channel, I have a lot of video about drawing backgrounds, like very complex perspective, fisheye perspective and stuff. And here can be like flying stuff in this perspective, or city skyline in this perspective. So very easy. And same like you have this like let's say, let's take this dude with a cape. Let's say you have this shoulder level, and you have this dude on the first plan. He's like you need to join us. Anakin Skywalker. And here you can see like, okay, so it's like shoulder level. Here I do like this kind of conversion. So here is horizon line, right, shoulder level. Then I have this conversion of z axis, and then I have this like x axis conversion and y axis here. So then now I can also put some other characters. I can also make this like I showed before, like curve, composition curve, when will be like one head here and smaller head here, right? So it's like say never. And here other character. Just have PTSD and screaming for no reason. It's like, argh. And again we have perspective grid, so we can draw some buildings, kind of cyberpunk on the background. Etc. So yeah, and eye level, like when we have like eye level, can consider it as just like natural kind of angle. You see, it's like it's kind of like no perspective, or it's like equally like perspective in the middle of a figure, but it's I don't know. I mean, you see, it's like, yeah, there is perspective grid, but it's very natural. We don't have like effect of upshot or downshot. It's no this kind of effect of a powerful angle or weak angle. It's just kind of exposition, narrative angle. So like here, it's just like showing figures. So it's like very storytelling without much emotional impact. So it's like, okay, one figure here and two figures here. And there's kind of horizon line, some escape. So you can do this like perspective grid, but just like a very it's like very technical, not so much dramatic, not work as a tool for dramatic impact. Same like here, say like, oh, this character, he's kind of like not perspective, but at the same time it's like shoulder level perspective somewhere here, horizon line. So when you draw him, he's like so he kind of have convergence here for his second leg. So you need perspective here to draw him like three-dimensional, not as a composition. Not for effect. Or here, like conduit, bench. Just like informative and very natural. Like I say, like this, like long lens, right? So it just give you information, very dry. No, or like, yeah, here it's also have emotional, is like boring, kind of depressive emotion. You know, it's like nothing happen, like very mundane or stale, kind of passive. It's like where he look nervous here. Trash can, kind of this. Oh, it's kind of nuclear blast on the horizon. Or if it's like eye level, it's kind of weird angle. Let's say it can be also dynamic. This eye level can be dynamic. When we have like this, like again this kind of curve, when one character very close, It's like this. Like everyone from Leon Professional. And then, so it's like we're snapping everybody to same horizon line. It's just like here, if we know H of character, so this character here, for him eye level is a shoulder level because he is higher. Right. And but this one, let's say he's the same as this first one character. So let's draw here some bodybuilders. Hulk. And here's some dude in sombrero. And again, like we know, we have horizon line, so it means we can no ink. So it means we can put vanishing point. We can make perspective grid. So here y-axis, x-axis. So they kind of like say, hey dude, where you go? You don't pay for your taco. It's like, I want to run faster. Taco, taco, master of taco. Yeah, and he like very like two. One is bodybuilder, other is sharpshooter. Okay, so kind of this I can do more tutorials about some each particular angle, so write me in a comment if you want to see like tutorial about like upshot, downshot, or more about this like eye level, how to draw like scene from eye level of a standing character, like kind of handycam view, right? When it's like somebody take camera, like walking around, making like homemade documentary. So write me your comment, share, subscribe, and stuff like that. Thank you for watching.
Bond art. Madness. This is
Jane Bond art.